Hi, my name is Allie. I'm 30 years old, and I'm making this video today to discuss why I will be having weight loss surgery. The weight loss surgery that I'm going to be having is called the gastric sleeve, or the VSG, vertical sleeve gastrectomy. In this surgery, the surgeon will go in and cut out about 80% of the stomach, and what is left resembles a sleeve and can only hold a small amount of food. And VSG surgery, a lot of people like to call it a quick fix or the easy way out, but after doing countless and countless hours of research, I've watched videos from other people who've done the surgery, people who've done it recently, people who did it a long time ago, surgeons, dietitians, doctors. This surgery is not easy. Not just the surgery itself, but the pre-op diet, the post-op diet, and then the permanent changes you have to make to how you eat and live. It is possible to be unsuccessful with this surgery if you ignore everything that the doctors say and you just eat whatever you want and you don't watch your portions and you eat so much it makes you sick. Then yeah, you can gain all the weight back. But if you take this opportunity as a tool and use it along with lifestyle changes and changing your relationship with food and completely changing how you see food and how you eat, you can be successful and lose a lot of weight very quickly and keep it off. I've seen videos from people that had the surgery 5-10 years ago and they're still thin and they're living their best life. And so the pre-op diet is about 10 to 14 days before the surgery, where you have to follow a strict diet, whatever your doctor says to do. It seems like my doctor has a pretty lax pre-op diet compared to what I've seen on YouTube. A lot of people have to do like a full liquid diet or an almost full liquid diet, and they said it's not a liquid diet for me, that it's just high protein, low fat, and low carb, but I'm probably still going to do partially liquid because the point of the pre-op diet is to shrink your liver, and so they want you to have a lot of protein, a little bit of fat, a little bit of carbs to shrink your liver so that it's easier for them to move it out of the way, to get into your stomach and perform the surgery. And I want my surgery to be as successful as possible, so I'll probably still do the protein drinks and just kick it up a notch, do a little bit more than was expected of me, just to be safe. And then you have the surgery. The surgery only takes about an hour, and then you're in the hospital for 1 to 2 days. You can go home once you are successfully taking down a certain amount of liquids. Right after surgery, even drinking water is incredibly difficult. So you have to retrain your stomach how to be a stomach. Your stomach also was just cut open and it's healing, and so for the first week or two you're on a liquid diet. You start with clear liquids only, so that's going to be things like broth, a lot of people mention sugar-free popsicles, water, and then you move on to a full liquid diet, where you can incorporate more liquids but still they're completely liquid consistency. Then you'll move on to a pureed stage where you can have food that's fully pureed and is a little bit of a thicker consistency, and then you can eat mushy foods, soft foods like scrambled eggs, things like that, cottage cheese, and then you move on to regular foods. So that post-op diet takes about 4 weeks usually to get back to regular foods. And then for the rest of your life, you have to take vitamins. Everyone should take vitamins now, any normal person that hasn't had the surgery. But after you have the surgery, since you cannot eat more than 4 ounces of food, your body can't get all the nutrients it needs from food. So you have to take vitamins for the rest of your life. You also have to eat small portions forever, or you can stretch your stomach back out, you can gain the weight back. So you have to watch your portions, eat very slowly, listen to your body, and stop as soon as you're full. And you also need to make healthy food choices because your stomach is so small, it can't handle carbonated drinks or fried foods or maybe even really spicy foods. Like, your body's not going to be able to tolerate the things that it did before 80% of the stomach was removed. So that's just a little explanation as to what the surgery is and what it entails. And then I wanted to talk about why I've decided to do this surgery. I've been battling with my weight for about 12 years, since I was 18 years old. That's the first time I remember getting a Planet Fitness gym membership and going to the gym. But now that when I look at pictures of me at 18, I'm like, dang, I wish I looked like that. Because since then I have gained about 100 pounds. My previous attempts at weight loss were not successful or not sustainable. I did successfully lose about 50 pounds a few years back with, I was calorie counting, I was doing low carb, and I was going to the gym. But it took a very long time to lose that 50 pounds, and it took a very short amount of time to gain that 50 pounds back, plus an extra 15. So I've tried calorie counting, I've tried keto, I've tried low carb, I've tried intermittent fasting, I've tried going to the gym, lots and lots of different things, and nothing has stuck. Nothing has been long-term successful for me. And I've watched a lot of videos of other people that have done this surgery, both people that have done it recently and that have done it a long time ago. And I truly believe that this is something that will help me lose the weight fast and motivate me to keep it off. I'm also doing this surgery to improve the overall quality of my life. So I want to lose the weight to improve the overall quality of my life. There are things that I want to do that I can't really do because of my size, because it's too physically exhausting for me. We moved to Colorado 2 years ago, and just walking up a hill is nearly impossible for me. I have to stop every 20 steps. My heart is racing. I can't catch my breath. I came from Florida, which is completely flat, but I do know it is my health, it's my weight, as to why I can't do these things. There have also been multiple times where I wanted to do something, but there is a weight limit, and it kept me from doing it. For example, 2 Christmases ago, my partner's mom was in town, and we wanted to go horseback riding. And the horseback riding places around here have a pretty low weight limit of 220 pounds. We did go horseback riding a few years before that in Yellowstone, and their weight limit was 300 pounds. So we were able to go, but both me and my partner weigh more than 220 pounds. So around here, we weren't able to do the horseback riding. Another example is we went on a cruise in November, and we went jet skiing, and I've always wanted to go jet skiing since I was like 12. And at first I wanted to ride on the back of his jet ski, but the combined weight limit for the jet skis was like 350 pounds. So I had to get my own jet ski, which it worked out because it was really, really fun. Highly recommend if you've never been jet skiing. It's a ton of fun. But that's just another example of a weight limit preventing me from being able to enjoy something. I also want to improve my mental quality of life. So I'd like to feel better. I want to be more confident in myself and my abilities. I have pretty severe anxiety, and I believe, of course, that will improve. And then physically, I want to be able to do things that I can't do now. And I also want to look better. When you look better, you feel better. You've heard that phrase before. I believe it's true. The most confident I've ever been in my life was around 16, 17 years old. And I look back at those pictures, and I have memories of picking out my clothes and actually being really excited and actually liking the way I look. That's the only time that I remember liking the way I look, is like 16, 17 years old. And then around 18, I started to think I was too fat. So now I want to talk about the reasons why I think that I will be successful with this surgery, because you can be unsuccessful if you don't do what you need to do. But there's a few reasons I think I'll be successful. Number 1, when I lost that 50 pounds a few years ago, it took forever, and it took so much work. Counting calories, counting your carbs, going to the gym, weighing, the water, like everything. It was so much work, and it was constantly all day, every day. And it was so slow. Natural diet and exercise, if you're very strict, you might lose a couple of pounds a month. But after the surgery, for the first 6 months or so, you're going to lose a couple of pounds probably a week. And it's going to come off so fast. And I know for me that reward, like seeing it happen so fast, is going to motivate the heck out of me to do what I need to do and keep going. Another reason I know I'll be successful is when they remove 80% of your stomach, it makes eating difficult, especially for the first 3 to 6 months. You have to retrain your stomach how to be a stomach. You have to retrain yourself how to eat. If you overeat, you will get sick. You'll get nauseous. You'll vomit. There's nowhere for it to go. If your 4-ounce stomach is full and you keep putting food down your esophagus, it's going to be in your esophagus and you're going to throw it back up. I hate vomiting. I hate being nauseous. So I'm going to be terrified of that, and I'm going to be very strict, measure my food, eat slowly, and stop at the first sign of being full. Another side effect, if you're not eating properly or you're eating too much, is getting a lot of indigestion. I've had severe problems with indigestion in the past where my esophagus was on fire, where I would vomit on, like, it felt like fire. I was like throwing up fire, and it was horrible. And I started changing how I ate. Back then I ate like a ton of fast food and just greasy fried crap. And so, the fact that eating bad will make me sick, I'm going to be too scared to even try to eat bad, which is a motivator for me. I also know that I'll be successful because I want to do physical things. I want to go camping, hiking, bike riding, play tennis, play volleyball. I used to love volleyball when I was a kid. And dancing. I used to love dancing when I was younger. And I stopped dancing because I went to this class this one time at a gym, and it was just like a dance class, and I didn't last 5 minutes, and I left because I could not keep up. I was the slowest one in the room, and that's back when I was like 16, 17. I wasn't even fat yet. So I want to be able to do physical things that I used to love, or that I know I'd love, that I physically can't do right now. I also want to be able to walk at a normal pace. Now, I'm not 100% sure if this is just because of my size or also because of my ankle that's crooked, but I walk much slower than the average person. And it's embarrassing, especially if you're with a group of people and you go somewhere like an amusement park or an event or something, and you either have to kind of speed walk to keep up with them and then you're out of breath, or they have to slow way down and they kind of get annoyed. So even something as simple as wanting to be able to go on a walk with someone and it be comfortable. I also believe I'll be successful because I enjoy cooking healthy food. I used to be really bad at cooking when I was in my early 20s, and around my mid 20s I finally figured it out, and I love cooking now. And so after that first 6 months, when eating kind of goes back to normal and my energy levels start to go up, I truly would enjoy trying new healthy recipes, and of course always measuring out, weighing my food, stopping when I'm full. But the cooking aspect of being able to cook healthy recipes, I will definitely enjoy. I enjoy that now. And also, I know I'll be successful because I'm preparing myself now, before surgery even happens, to deal with the mental aspects of this major life change. Number one, lots of people online are like, get a therapist now. Even if you think you don't need it, you're gonna need it. So I did start seeing a therapist. I plan on seeing a dietitian at least for the first year and joining support groups. The hospital that I'm doing the surgery at actually requires you join their support group, but I'm thinking about joining Facebook support groups as well. And then I also have a couple people in my life that are really supportive. My grandmother is very supportive. I can call on her anytime, and she's always been my cheerleader, so she'll always be in my corner. And then my partner as well, who I'm sure will be very excited once I lose the weight and I can start doing those outdoor activities that he enjoys that I currently cannot enjoy with him. The hardest part of this surgery is the first 3 to 6 months. For the first 3 to 6 months, eating is very difficult. It can make you sick. Your energy levels can be really low. But after that 6 months, that's when everyone says it does a 180. You're eating normally again, but small portions. Your energy levels skyrocket. You can start being really active. And so I know that I can get through that 3 to 6 months and work really hard and reach that goal of getting to that point where my quality of life is going to be so much better than it is now. I technically have, according to the doctors, around 150 pounds I can lose. I think if I lost 100 pounds, I would be happy. But once I lose that first 100 pounds, hopefully in that first 6 months, like everyone else seems to lose 100 pounds in the first 6 months. But after that first 100 pounds, I can determine then if I want to keep losing. And if I do, maybe I'll lose another 25, another 50, whatever I decide. But 100 pounds is where I was at when I was 16, 17, and I remember really liking the way that I looked at that time. So, anywho, I'm planning on making videos at least once a week to keep up with this whole process. Right now, I've done a few steps. I've gotten my primary referral for the surgeon. I've met with the surgeon. I did the nutrition class, and I'm meeting with the dietitian tomorrow. After that, I'm doing a psych eval with the therapist, and then I just have to get Medicaid's approval, which I'm working with the insurance people on that, but they said it looks like I should be able to do my surgery in April, and right now it's the end of February, so pretty soon, about 2 months from now, hopefully, fingers crossed, Medicaid doesn't give me any issues. So yeah, I will keep posting videos and updates. I wanted to make these videos to help people like me that are looking for information. But yeah, I'm really excited. I am nervous. I have some anxiety when it comes to drugs, so like anesthesia and stuff like that. But I am really excited and looking forward to my new life. So thanks for watching, and I hope you come back.